Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Oh my goodness. This is the Industry Safe Space, your new safe space when it comes to life, the industry, and our relationship with God. We're going to unpack it together. I am Kai, the certified trichologist, 20 plus year licensed cosmetologist, trusted silk press enthusiast, and I have with me.
Listen, we talked about this in episode 1 with you and all the words. Just say I'm a doctor of hair. It wraps it all up. You're the Beyonce of hair, the TD Jakes of hair. Okay?
Whoa.
You're the things of hair.
I receive it. Hello?
Okay? Because you're giving all these big words that people don't know. They're going to pause our episode every time to go look up all the stuff that you're saying. But nonetheless, my name is Blake Martin. I am a certified fashion photographer.
Not you.
Best-selling author about Black men's mental health, and your official loving, caring goofball. You know, that's me.
So yes, this is a continuation from episode 1, where we will discuss a little more about shifting because it's so much to be said about shifting. And the basis of it is trusting God when it's time to shift. Furthermore, even having a relationship with God to even know that you're shifting. Because oftentimes a lot of people will just maneuver through life and just go from one thing and then to another without even praying, seeking, talking to God first.
Amen.
So it's very, very important to establish a relationship with God. And even if initially you don't have one, have a relationship with someone who has a relationship with God. Amen. Because God will speak through them to you, giving you certain downloads and informations when it's time to shift. Because as I speak with some of my clients often, the worst thing you want to do is miss your exit. And that's in relationships, in a job, in an assignment, anything. Like if you're supposed to get off on this exit and you either A, get off too soon or get off too late, that is...
You go find yourself on Lower Wacker. Lost.
Baby, and now your service don't work. I don't even want to talk about Lower Wacker because, baby...
That's it.
Been in this...
You never want to be on the Lower Wacker drive of life. Nothing works. Nothing works. You don't know what turn is next.
It's very few people that can work it, but not many, child. Because they be down there. I be in a car with people. They be in Lower hitting. I'm like...
The next opening I see, I'm turning left. I got to get out.
Yes.
That's it.
So, yeah. When it comes to shifting, missing your exit, but that's why you have to stay in tune with God, because we'll hear God and it'll say like, God told me to go straight. Yeah, he told you to go straight, but you have to stay in fellowship with him, because even with him telling you to go straight, he might say, now go left. But you so gun-ho on going straight, you wondering why you're suffering. You wondering why things aren't going right. You done missed your exit. He done told you to leave that assignment or switch or shift. You know what I'm saying? So,
agreed.
We're carrying over to that, and I wanted to first unpack with you, how was it, or how is it, going from someone who was shooting at New York Fashion Week regularly, well, not shooting, producing fashion shows for New York Fashion Week. You're going to Paris. You're doing photo shoots every day, booked out every day, to God shifting you
ratchet
to a 9 to 5.
And let's be clear, he's shifting me from a 5 to 7.
Okay, 5 to 7, sorry guys.
Lord, okay. I think it was one of those situations that, as we talked about in episode 1, it was just all wrapped up in ego, because you feel like I am moving forward in all of these things, but this new space feels like I am moving backwards. And for the first 3 months of it, I fought it tooth and nail. Like, everything that I had to do, I fought it. And God removed one thing from me that put me in that predicament. But I still fought him. And God kept removing things from me until I was like, okay, I'm supposed to be here. You're telling me I'm supposed to be here. Fine, right? So prior to, I was managing a studio. I was making a lot of money. I had my car, I had these different things, I had all this stuff. And when I lost that job and had to go from the 9 to 5, I was like, okay, God, if you telling me this is where I want to be, or you need me to be, I'm gonna be there. But I ain't happy about it. I'm gonna be pissed off every day about it. And then he started removing different things for me to be like, when you gonna learn, dummy? And so, and finally I said, okay, I give up. I surrender. If this is what I'm supposed to do, fine. I'm going to dive into what you say is going to be the best for me. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm still not happy, but I couldn't be more grateful because there are things that happen every single day at that place of business that remind me of why I'm on this specific journey. So I used to be miserable. Now I'm content. Not happy. I'm not going to lie and say I'm overjoyed. But I'm content in this is what I need to get me to the next step. And so I tell the people at my job, I'm only here as long as God need me here. Yeah. Now, he could shift me tomorrow. He could shift me in 5 more years. I don't know. But the minute that man say I'm done here, I want you. It's been so nice. Because, in corporate positions, you get the people that be like, oh, I've been here 25 years. I've been here 30 years. I'm like, hey, baby, listen. I love that for you and your ministry. But that won't be me. I will not be in this building still on these phones 25 years from now. I just cannot do it. So it's, I'm trying. I'm trying to deal with the shift.
But you do realize, and I think I had to speak this to a couple of my clients, and God be talking to me or for people through me. And it's something I had to learn that God will legit reroute you or place you somewhere just for one person.
Whew.
Like literally, the space I left, the 4,000 square foot space that I left, put all that money into rehabbing, and I wasn't even done rehabbing it, but I said, God, I know you sent me here.
Yeah.
And thankfully I have people in the spirit. I have my spiritual godmother. I have my spiritual god sisters. And they would always tell me, like, you may have went there because you were meant to reach a specific person. And when you realize the thing that is bigger than you, like literally it's not always about you. And that's kind of the frustrating part, because I'm like, okay, God, why you couldn't just go, why you have to reroute me? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I think about the few clients and the experiences I've had where I'm doing someone's hair and they get quiet. And then I look and they're like literally tears. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, everything okay? Mm-hmm. And they like, you're literally just talking, and everything that you're talking or saying, I literally was in prayer with God about. Mm. Like literally I had a prayer and was asking God, I needed him to teach me or show me how to hear him. And here it is. I had a client. She hadn't been in my chair in probably a year since I've been in a new place. I just started talking like, yeah, I got the new space. And, it was hard for me to hear God, but he started doing this. And I'm just talking about the space. And at this point, I was literally ministering to her because she was literally telling God, I want to hear you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so if I was meant to go there just to give her that, you know what I'm saying? Like realizing that you literally, God will have you go somewhere or reroute you or send you in a space that's quote unquote uncomfortable for you, but he knows you can handle it to go and get somebody else.
That's rough though. I love that for you.
You say, but that ain't.
I love that for you. But it's that part of, it's a twofold. It's one, God, you rerouted my life for this one person. Why me? And it's that, hey, dear God, I love you.
Why not you? Ain't that what
I get you, right? But it's also that, hey, God, in this new season, your strongest soldier list, I want to be on it. Because you keep sending me the test and the test and the test. You need a little break. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. And I'm in the same boat, but every now and then you like, listen, why do I have to be the caveat and the catalyst for somebody's lesson? But also realizing at some point or another, someone else's life is going to be uprooted for you. Yeah. So this is just, the cycle. Yeah. So I totally get it.
It is. And again, speaking about shifting in our industry or beauty industry, I know you've probably seen it. There are a lot of hairstylists and makeup artists and nail techs that are going back to 9 to 5s. A lot of people, a lot of creatives, photographers, different things that are going back to 9 to 5s just simply because, the market or the industry which they're in is slow.
Slow.
You know what I'm saying? And so with you, again, like I said, doing that, going back to your 9 to 5, but still holding on to what you know is outside of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a lot of ego because a part of it is when you go back to the 9 to 5, it's for someone like me specifically. You know me. I'm a big kid. I love to just be in my house and to have fun, laugh, and joke. But to the outside world, I am this entity. And when you think of me, you're the celebrity photographer, and you hang out with this person, and you're in New York Fashion Week, and you're in Paris, and you're shooting these celebrities, and you're chilling at these celebrities' homes. You've made it, and then you have to go back to a 9 to 5. A part of you thinks like these people are either going to think I have fallen off, 2, that I was a fraud, or 3, I've lost my mojo, and that's embarrassing. But I'm learning to realize that none of it is the case. It's just all of those things are wrapped up in your head and in nobody else's head, because a lot more people are in that situation of having to go back to 9 to 5s than you realize. It's not just you. But a lot of times you think it's just me. But the problem is we live in a world of social media where we're getting everybody's amazing recap. And we're not getting nobody's, that's what happened, and that. You know what I mean? And so we're comparing ourselves to everybody's recap and not their actual stories. I always say we're looking at everybody's summary and we're reading no one's actual book.
That's good.
Yeah. So when you are in the space of leaving your bigger salon and going to a smaller space, what were your words of affirmation? What were your words of self-talk? What are your words of get up and get this done because this is what God needs you to do that keep you going? What words can you give other people that are going to be in the same space as you? And I know you're still working through it, but you've got some words.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna hold you. No, seriously. For the beginning of it, it was look at your bank account and look at these bills. You got to go.
Yeah.
When you got over $8,000 in rent, you know what I'm saying? And
Jesus.
Hello, you feel me? So it's like it's no longer. I don't even think I really had time to affirm anything, or even I just knew I could no longer sustain that. You know what I'm saying? Because I could sustain it if everything was filled to capacity and everyone was paying their rent on time. But since that was not the case, I had to leave. But like I said, the hardest part for me was that I know for a fact God told me to leave the space I was in prior before I even came to that space. Like, I had prayed. I had said, God, give me clarity if this is it. If it's meant, they'll accept my amount, because they told me one price for the rent, and I said, no, I can only pay this, and I want to pay this for a year. And then, like, literally everything, I had put that fleece out for God. Like, if I suggest or request all these things and they give it to me, this is meant. Correct? Like that, this is how I'm talking to God, because I need you to tell me, because I'm a person that's like, you sure? You say what? So I'm literally lining up things that, okay, if all this goes the way it should go, this is my space.
Right.
And so it was my space, and I think I was full to capacity in my 6 suites, maybe for about 6 months, 6, maybe 9 months out of the 2.5 years I was there. And so for me, again, I had to think about, even though I was not full to capacity, I was still traveling. The electricity or water never got cut off. You know what I'm saying? So even once it was time to shift from that location, God was like, okay, you fulfilled your assignment here. You've met and you've done what you needed to do. Now it's time for you to go. And so I still can't tell you that I said anything to leave. Now I might have said, now that I'm at this new space, knowing that I've shifted in something smaller, that I can now focus on what I want to focus on. Like, God will never close a door and not open up something else. So he closed the door of the larger space, but I was able to focus on my product line. I was able to focus on my trichology, or however you want to call it.
Trigonometry,
yes.
whatever.
I was able to focus on being a trichologist.
That's a doctor of hair, y'all.
I was able to focus on being a doctor of hair. I was able to even bring this to life and even just sit and have the time versus too busy worrying about how I was going to get everything. So I just trusted God. I think Tabitha Brown just put up by this time it airs, it will be old. But Tabitha released a video that showed where she was 6 years ago. And that's Tabitha Brown now.
Friend. I got a rebuttal for that, but go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh, God. He done now friend me, y'all.
Go ahead.
So she released something that showed where she was 6 years ago. And she was on the live and she said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just being obedient and I'm trusting God.
Yep.
And as it pertains to even me going to school to be a trichologist, even as it pertains to me getting that 4,000 square foot space, even as it pertains to me leaving it and getting this smaller space, even as it pertains to me sitting here recording this podcast, God, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just being obedient and trusting you. And the one thing I can say that comes from that, it always ends up working out afterwards. In the moment, it always looks confusing. But one thing I can testify and say, it always ends up working out. And I literally can look back and say, okay, that's why. So that's why I say in the moment, I don't have no words. But afterwards, baby, I can affirm my past life down because I'm like, oh, I get it.
Well, okay. And I absolutely...
come on now, friend.
I love that for you.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, when I give you the for you...
I know, that means...
Listen.
It's not
because I'm
real.
going to have to just be honest. And I did not tell you this in the moment, but you know me, I've been obedient. I've been faithful. I've been pressing through. I'm always a person. If I don't do nothing else, I'm going to press through because of my faith, right? But when you sent me the Tabitha Brown clip, because you sent it to me, I didn't see it. And when you sent me the Tabitha Brown clip, I'm going to be honest, it pissed me off.
Why?
Because it was one of those, I was so happy for her. And she had been saying like my life is drastically different in this 6 year time.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, my digits are double those 6. And I've been just as faithful. I've been just as obedient. And she got hers. Just like we were talking about in episode 1, when is my train coming? It was one of those, I'm so happy for her. But this don't make me feel great about my current situation at all. Like,
and that's real.
And in 6 years, it wasn't, I made some more steps. It was you went from 0 to 1,000.
Love it, yes.
And it was like, what that, it's almost like when people talk about love and they say, what is Sierra's prayer?
Yeah.
It was like, God, what was Tabitha's prayer? Write it down for me. Send it so I can pray that. It pissed me off. I'm not, I have to be honest in my feelings.
Safe space. Hello?
Yeah, I have to be honest and be like, look.
You loved it for her, but your feelings. Yeah.
What is this? Now, how long? But at the same time, I see other people like, oh my God, I forgot her name. Alexandra, but I forgot her full name. But from Living Single, she is now, getting nominated for an Emmy. Or an Oscar, one of the two. I apologize if I'm mistaken. But she was on Tamara Hall basically saying she went to the award show last year. And because she didn't have the proper credentials, the driver dropped her off at the porta potty on the other side of the highway. She had to take off her shoes and her gown, walk barefoot across the hallway, walk through the porta potties, and basically get into the ceremony through the back door. And now she's nominated at the same award show, but she was like, it took me 40 years to get here. And so the other side of that is, do I have 40 years? Does my soul have 40 years to keep pressing? I don't know. I see God giving me a step or two, but God, I need the bullet train that you gave Tabitha.
But friend, that's not friend.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing, and I always tell anybody, the worst thing you can do when you're shifting, when you're transitioning, is comparing yourself.
Agreed.
Like, that is, and I, again, guilty. Okay, this is a safe space, guilty. I've definitely looked at, she can't even do hair for real. Yep. Like, I'm gonna be, has she? She can't even do, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's not even professional. I see she that. And God said, and so I realized God will sometimes do certain things in front of you to check your heart posture. Mm-hmm. Literally, he will elevate and promote people just to check to see where you are postured. That ego, is that in check?
Yeah. That
heart posture. And let's be 100. Half the time when people want the platform or the success, is it just for you? Mm-hmm. Are you going to pour back? You know what I'm saying? Like, what really would you do with it? And so I definitely understand when you say you were happy for her. Like, I cried tears because it was just, like you said, so happy for her. But then you do look and be like, because I've been in this game. God, I ain't going to tell you how long to take. I ain't going to rush you. But
what's up?
Can I get a glimpse?
What's up?
Can I get a preview of when it?
What's up?
But then again, that's what I feel in my spirit, though. That's why I feel like it's a shift.
But you know, when you
for the faithful,
when you speak about
obedience.
Heart posture, I think that is so. That speaks to really why sometimes it's frustrating, because I am the person that lays awake at night and like, God, I just need this to happen, and I need this to happen because when it happens, I'm bringing this friend, and I'm a get her this, and I'm a buy Kai 80,000 square foot salon, and I'm gonna buy this friend this, and we all coming because that's the insurance, right? Yeah. When one of us make it, we all make it. Yeah. So it ain't even like, God, I don't even want this just for me. I'm not being selfish. I want this for us. I'm dying to have this for us. Mm-hmm. I want to bring up every model that has poured into me for the last 10 years. I'm going to be like, look, now that I got $1 billion, we getting billboards, we doing all, like, I wanted it for us. So my heart is in the right place, and you're still, what am I doing that I'm not ready yet? And again, I don't necessarily need to be Tyler Perry tomorrow, but at least move the needle along a little faster than this, my boy. Like, I'm not telling you how long to take, God, but also tap, your boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be, and it could be God's timing, but I don't want to be the person 50, 55, be like, now it's here. Because the scary part is, I've told this to talent I work with all the time. You could have the biggest dreams in your life, and sometimes what you want just is not for you. Like, if a model's like, I'm just not making it, and I tell them, like, sometimes the dream is just not for you. So then I ask myself, do I want to be 50, just then realizing what I wanted my whole life just was not meant for me. But now I've wasted all this time. I could have focused on getting married, having kids, having a different career, and had a life. But I've spent 30 years of my life pressing forward for a dream that ultimately God was like, that ain't for you. That's scary.
It is, but then that goes to your relationship with God. Like, that's the purpose of a relationship with God, for him to speak and guide you. You know what I'm saying? And you might, I ain't gonna speak that over you, but
come on.
I ain't gonna speak the 30 and 40 years over you, but I've learned to stop saying what I want and what I can't, because God has a funny way of saying, you say what?
He do.
You ain't gonna do it.
But then you have to ask yourself, friend, when you're digesting things, what is this, right? Because when I left the studio and I went 3 months without shooting, and I remember a time I had to literally turn off my website. I was like, I can't take another booking. Like, I won't sleep.
Yeah.
To getting like, this website is dry.
Yeah.
Is this God's voice telling me it's
Step
over?
away.
Move on. But I'm like, this can't be that, because God wouldn't gave me the vision if it wasn't for me. But is this also his way of saying, my child, that part of your life is over? Mm-hmm. So you know, on that front, I haven't heard his voice yet.
Yeah.
And being like, chill, I got you. But it's kind of crazy because in the current situation, when you're speaking about my 9 to 5, I'm seeing both things happen. On one hand, at that 9 to 5, I'm quickly climbing the ranks and getting recognition and like, okay, God, is this you telling me that this is where I'm supposed to be? Because I'm moving up. But then on the other side, I'm like, the same day that they asked to promote me at my 9 to 5, I also got a celebrity booking in my photography. God, which one do you want from me?
But you ain't ever thought, have you ever thought that like it could be somebody at that job that needs to see someone with a relationship with God, someone that has been bruised or broken, and you probably like, yeah, I love that for you, but not for me. That's how you looking. Because like you could literally be there for somebody else that will probably never turn on church, somebody that's probably never going to step foot in the sanctuary. And
that's
so
scary.
the fact that they see you go to Bible study on Thursday, we had service on Sunday, and they see that, what if you are that person that God wants them to see to bring them closer to him?
I dig that. Okay, but because it's so crazy that you say that, because I walked into work this past week, and I remember everybody kind of, you know, you feel somebody looking at you, but you don't know really why they're looking at you. It's not good, it's not bad, but they just looking. And I remember thinking like, this is weird. Why is everybody looking at me? And I started to walk around, and at all these cubicles, people were reading my book. And you know everything. That book is every dirty, nasty life secret I've ever. And I was like, this gives me anxiety for the people that know Terrence Johnson, the professional, to know this stuff. Yeah. But then I was like, I don't know who God need to read it.
Yeah.
But that's also scary. So I get it, but you know, that transitional piece is often very, very tough for me.
It is, because you can't really choose how God is going to use you. And like, I've had clients that I don't even know is paying attention, and they're like, I've seen you go through things. Like, I've seen you transition out of certain relationships, and they like, to see you on the other side of it has made me be okay with taking that same step. You know what I'm saying? And so again, just having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of hard, because again, you can't sign up for it. Like, you can't basically, like you said, you want to be like, tap to tap, God, can I get off the list?
Opt out.
Can I get out of the list for 2024?
Yeah.
And so it's just, it get kind of heavy.
Yeah.
It's
and
definitely
the crazy part about it is, God is not like your traditional parents. Like, whether it's good or bad, you hear their voice every day. God is like, I'm going to speak to you for 2 days straight, 3 days straight, 4 days straight. And then you like, hey, my boy, it's been 6 months. And you ain't really said much. Are you there? And he like, I'm here. Now go away. No, see, I need you to tell me, what am I doing? But God is so, I don't want to say weird, but unpredictable in that way.
When I learned, my executive first lady, she would always tell me, you can always find, I don't know her voice, but you can always find God. The last time God spoke to you was with an instruction or assignment that you didn't do, or that's waiting to be done. So usually when God gets quiet, and so for me, I'm in that season again. That's why I said this whole shifting thing is so real, because God is downloading so much. And when I talk to other people, everyone's saying the same thing. God is just in a season of downloading. Like, he's downloading so many ideas, topics, situations. Even for you, he's probably sets or different photo shoots and things. And he's giving us all this in this season, because it's going to be a moment when he's going to just...
Yep.
And he's going to say, I gave you a plate full.
Yep.
Now, when you're done eating that...
Yeah. But you know, like we discussed on the first episode, in the first time I heard God's voice, I instantly became addicted to it. And I was like, oh no, I want that voice every day. I want you to, but I also have to take responsibility, right? Because
how much stuff he done told you that you ain't did yet?
it ain't even what I haven't done yet. And this is a safe space, y'all. So I'm going to say it like I mean it. But I realize I have a little bit half-assed with God in his voice. Because there are some things that I give my attention to, and to not even sugarcoat, that I am addicted to, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember indulging in some things, and in the middle, God was like, this is not what I want for you. And I remember, and that was the first time I heard his voice, like, whoa, okay. So I have to stop this particular behavior because God is telling me you're done with it. Mm-hmm. But then I realized I cut it off 85%, but not that full. But it was like, God, hey, I did most of this work, but I need you to help me with this last 15%, but then you disappeared on me. So I need, and I know he's probably like, I'm not coming back to talk to you because you didn't do the thing that I told you to do the first time. But I need to hear that voice again to help push me across the finish line. And that's what's scary, because again, he'll say something and then walk away and just, wait for you to do it fully. And I am so novice in this aspect of my spiritual walk that I am relying on him to push me a little bit more. And I realize he's also waiting on me to push myself.
And you say you call yourself a beginner, so to speak?
In this particular aspect
Meaning
of
like hearing?
Yeah, like I told you in the first episode we worked on, I've always been a person of going to God and talking to him and praying to him, but he was always the entity up there. You pray and you hope for the best. All right, God, I sent it up there. When you send it down, I got you. But now I'm really like in the meditation, sitting with God, trying to listen to him, going to church, getting the food, reading my word, that space. And that for me is very, very new. Okay. And especially with what I do in production, for the last 20 years, I hadn't gone to church because it was like, I have rehearsals, I have shoots, I have meetings. All those things happen on Sunday. I can't go to church because I'm busy. God gave me this. God gave me this work. He understands why I can't make it to church. Versus now, I'm like, if it's on a Sunday, I ain't gonna be able to do it because you know where I gotta be.
Baby, my clients know on Thursday, if they're running late, that Thursday client, they will literally text me like, Kyle, I'm gonna be 5 minutes late. Don't worry about it. I know you gotta get to Bible study. And do.
Yep. So, it's just, I'm new in that. I think it's levels to your spirituality. And this level, I'm new to this. I've unlocked that next Mario Kart level of God, if I'm being honest.
And on that note, we have definitely unpacked enough when he stopped comparing it to the Mario Kart.
But when you really think about it, that's how you jumping through things, trying to grab the rings, trying to dodge the evil people. You know what I'm saying? You fall down, you get in the water, you're like, okay, that was the wrong step. Let me climb back up, try it again. It's real life video game out here. And you are just waiting on Luigi to come and save you, my boy. That's how it is with me and God. Everybody got a different relationship. Me and God on that Mario Kart vibe. That's how it is.
And I love that for you.
I'm just saying.
I love that for you. And I love that you all have joined us again. You already know what to do. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please follow us on Instagram, The Industry Safe Space, Mr. Blake Martin. You can also find me at _ the Kai Experience _
And please indulge with us, interact with us in the comments below. Tell us what you think about the episodes. Join in on the conversation. What do you want to hear us talk about next week, next episode, next month, or this year? Leave it down below. We only are in this space for you and because of you. So you got to interact with us in the comments below. That helps us out a lot.
Yes. All that stuff that you really don't want to talk about, we want to give you the safe space to talk about it. Till next time.
Holla.